Buckle up. There's football coming your way. And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. One final time this regular season. As always, joined by Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott as we get ready to put a bow on what has been an outstanding 18 weeks of football.
And for 14 lucky teams across the NFL, Kate, this isn't the end for them. This is their last chance at a tune-up before they play on into the postseason chasing that Super Bowl ring. But for the other 18, this is it. Their final chapter. Their final chapter in a story to take the field until September rolls around again. And for some, frankly, well,
for some, the final chapter of the season. For others, a final week before the playoffs. And we're off in Week 18. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And they'll be led out by their QB, now in his 8th season in the NFL.
While we all love to talk about the quarterback, he really wasn't at the forefront of their win last week, Kate. Kind of took a step back and let some of his teammates shine. Yeah, he made a good mark with a touchdown pass, a bad mark with an interception. Welcome to life in the NFL as a quarterback. You know he wants to make a little more noise, elevate everybody else a little better than he did a week ago.
2nd and 3 now. From the 36. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down.
A lot of players around this one, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but it is INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
So now the Bills will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. And leading them out is the 2nd overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
Some tough luck last week for this quarterback, Kate. 2 touchdowns, the 1 interception, and you just know the way it works. These coaches love to tell us they always think about the losses. They sting way more than the wins. It's the same thing with the quarterback. He's not thinking about the touchdowns. He's thinking about correcting that interception and knowing right here he's got to play some clean ball.
And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
And this one doesn't go far. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd down and 9. Here we go.
From the gun, Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3 and out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. The visitors and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And he's one final strong week away from finishing as the NFL's leader in passing yards for this season. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. And the Bills are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
And just a week before the playoffs begin, partner, here's where teams stand as we play out this regular season finale. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Hits his running back. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives him 1st and goal. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's brought down for a loss. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man. And you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. Shotgun now for Stroud. Escapes the pocket. And he scores. It's a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills parlay the interception into points. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
The Bills kickoff team out there now as they'll send this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And Brock, they are not off to a good start. 2 drives, 2 giveaways. I think they could call this a win if this drive just doesn't end in a turnover.
Yeah, there's got to be some voices of calm within this offense to play smart, not scared. Play smart and take care of the football, but you can't be scared to make a mistake. Typically, one will follow.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Throwing from the gun. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Completed to his running back. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Timeout called on the field, so we've got a player shaken up, and at the worst time, too. They just wanted to keep everyone healthy entering the playoffs next week. Their punter making his way out now. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. He bunted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. And the fair catch made here at the 15. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Bills will take over deep in their own territory. Stroud off the play fake. Complete out to the right. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. 2nd and 3 now. Here's the one back on the handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. So now a timeout for a player who's shaken up on that previous snap, and I think we can all agree not what any of us were hoping to see as we close out this regular season. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Throwing is Stroud. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st down, Stroud. Finds a man, right side. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. But one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, It can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense, who puts a sack on the ball.
They're on him again, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down.
An individual player taking over a drive isn't limited to just skilled players on the offense. If a defender gets in a groove like this, he can wreck a drive single-handedly with his pass rush. That is back-to-back sacks for him now. And it sure seems like whatever move he's throwing out there, it's working.
The Bills with a punt team out there. And this will be his second effort of the contest. Got 46 on his first punt, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And he's brought down before the return gets far. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Has him on the quick hitter.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Short pass brought in. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Flushed out of the pocket. Stepping up, and he's going to run. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
He's on the move. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. We have a timeout now for somebody shaken up on the previous play, and as they work on him, his teammates hoping this doesn't keep him out of the postseason. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. They're throwing it. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? And we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And the deficit stays at 7.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Bills set to take over offensively. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And he adds some yards to the pick before they bring him down.
Well, nickel has really become the base defense for so many teams in the league because the passing game has become so prevalent today. It really makes it so much more difficult to find an open throwing lane. It gives defenses a lot more speed on the back end to step in front of passes just like that.
Here comes their offense out again. And they're going to be on the edge of field goal range to start after that interception. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They send the tight end in motion. They'll run here on 1st down. He's contained at the line for no gain. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Wideouts getting involved in the ground game. And they get him down after a quality pickup to about the 36. A gain of 4 for them, and that sets up 3rd and 7. Setting up a throw. He has the first over the middle. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that gives them the first. One of the tight ends motioning right. To throw here on first down. Oh, what a hit! Jars the ball loose! And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
You know, this just can't happen on first down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is a premium on every down, every distance. But on first down, it is especially a killer.
Now we've got the Bills offense headed back to the field. And this drive, Brock, hopefully longer than that last one. They were only out there one play before they were picked off.
They're kind of a good chance right now to see how risk-averse these guys are offensively. A lot of game left. They could give the passing game a little breather and start this one on the ground.
Drive starts with an option, right side. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Stroud throwing here on first. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down. Stroud from the pistol. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. He wisely avoids contact, sliding down there. That played good enough for a first. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Bills first down. So we're through one quarter of this AFC East contest. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to Highmark Stadium in just a moment. We're back for the second quarter. Bills in possession of the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Looking slant route, complete. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. All set up now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Stroud. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's Stroud now. Dumped off to his running back.
That defense, it'll give up that completion every time. They don't just like it, they love it. Because it creates a fun little race between everybody coming downhill to go make that tackle, or in this case, run him right out of bounds.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's got this down to the 40. 4 yards there, but still a lot of digging left to do. It's 3rd and really long. From the gun, Stroud. They get to him and bring him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That is now the 5th sack this offense has had to endure in the first half alone. We're on a double-digit pace here. And I'll tell you what, I know how these defensive coordinators work. They can feel the blood in the water. They are not going to stop getting after this quarterback until this offense can find a way to protect itself.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. On first down, they'll run. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
They go play action here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate. Right, we talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with the tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
Third and long for him here. Throw left side, complete. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
First and 10 after that last highlights. They're at the 30. They motion the slot man right. Throwing now on first down. Throwing the out route complete. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 27. Finds the in route complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll give him a first down. Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket can get even more aggressive.
Touchdown! Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
That one right down the middle. And his guys tie this game 7-7. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bills' offense all set for their next drive. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
On play action, here's Stroud. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
Brings up third down and 3 yards to go.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Getting out to his left. Oh, he lost the football. Recovered by the defense. And they'll return it for a touchdown. These guys capitalize on the fumble with 6. He took off with it, which they give him full license to do when he sees an opening, Brock. But he couldn't keep it secure, and it winds up in a defensive touchdown.
Kate, I played for coaches that when you scramble, they force you to have 2 hands on the ball because they know this. They know these defenders love for these moments. They attack the looseness of that ball security. Quarterbacks, unlike running backs, don't always know how to tuck that ball away. And this defense, well, they took advantage.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys break that tie and now lead by 7. Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Possession switching back to Buffalo as their offense heads out. They've got a chance to tie this up here as they trail 14-7. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. They bring the pressure, down he goes! And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Goodness gracious, this quarterback is taking an absolute beating in this first half, and you better have some ice for him ready at halftime. I'll tell you this, Kate, it has been a brutal couple quarters, and if you don't start protecting the quarterback, this guy may not make it and even finish this game.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. Finds him over the middle. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they've made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
Gets this one away from a tough spot, backed up inside the end zone. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Hits him on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Completed over the middle. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. A tight end in motion now. They go play action on 1st. Called in left side. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. He'll throw it yet again. Flush down out to his left. And they take this in for the score. These guys will add to their lead at the end of the half. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
That one right down the middle. And his guys double their lead to 14. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bills getting one more drive here before the break. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. Putting a receiver in motion. Stroud throwing here on first. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. And not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
And they'll bring him down after a pretty short game. So we're halfway through this final week of the regular season. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the home team who are out in front. Jamar Chase, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Eagles trying to finish that one off and claim victory. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. The Saints locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Bills and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And there's a couple of moments we're seeing here that I think he's not going to want to be reminded of after this game. Turnovers have just interrupted his performance in this one. Made it really tough for him and this team to get into and stay in any kind of rhythm. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Already.
It's an option right that begins this drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Connects on the crosser. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing is Stroud. He has the first over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding. Offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Here we go, 2nd and very long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Now it's Stroud. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And they bring him down after the pick and decent return.
That's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
The offense getting set to go. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Throwing from the gun. It's complete to Ford. And they get this down to the 28. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. They'll come up 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll be a 1st down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He's got it at the 5. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Throwing it again here. Oh no, they get him yet again. And the Bills are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line. And then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football's the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
Buffalo sending its offense to the field. Well, we all know at this point, turnovers the big problem for them in this game, Brock. And not surprisingly, the defense has capitalized on those mistakes on more than one occasion to their benefit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be tough to win football games in spite of, right? But over the test of time, turnovers are the #1 thing that cost you games, especially after that first one. Once there's blood in the water, you feel it with the defense. They get all over you, trying to force another turnover and another and another.
No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
At the 5-yard line.
Throwing from near his own goal line. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up 4th and long. On now comes their punter. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. He takes this in on his side of midfield. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he hasn't been a stranger to the end zone this season. No, sir, including on their prior drive, Brock. A pretty important touchdown for him when you look at his season total. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. No luck finding his receiver that time, but still plenty of options left on 3rd and short. Now looking to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Option give here. Cuts right. Nice run across the 15. He makes it in for the touchdown. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
Now we'll see them try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And these guys stretch their lead to 21. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And they may say they're not paying attention, but everybody maintaining a constant eye on the current playoff picture. A lot on the line each week for the teams that think they have what it takes to make a run in the postseason. First down, Stroud. That one's complete, right side. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches.
At the 36-yard line.
Stroud from the pistol. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
And less than a yard.
All right.
Here's Stroud now. Caught, nice gain left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And that's good for a Bills first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Tight end motioning right. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Throwing deep towards the end zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. To the air yet again. It's Stroud. Short pass brought in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. So now here's 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Stroud. Finds a man right side. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bills first down.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Here we go.
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And this is down to the 5-yard line before they can stop him. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they're left with 4th and short. Trying to push this past the marker. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
I love aggressive defenses, and a blitz on 4th down's a gutsy call. But it can work against the pass, or in that case, against the run. Good luck running for the sticks when you've got a whole defense crashing the line of scrimmage off the snap.
The offense headed back to the field. They are in great shape here as we wind down this 3rd quarter. They've got a 3-score lead. Another, well, that could put this just too far out of reach. First and 10, they're going to throw. That'll be complete to Ford. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Throwing on 2nd and 6. Brought in right side. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Running back sent in motion. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So it's going to be 4th and short. Punt team on the field. And he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. Got 44 yards on his first kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. No return on that punt. And the Bills will take over possession. The give now out of the shotgun. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. It's the Bills' ball as we start the 4th, but any efforts may be futile facing that deficit. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. From the gun, Stroud. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And he crashes into a wall and only gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now it's 4th and long.
Don't laugh at me, Kate. I almost wish there was an actual white flag on either sideline we could see waving in this spot, because that was an easy mop-up for the defense to force 4th and long.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. That's cut beyond the marker. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They stun the defense with a gain of 14 on 4th down and pick up the first. New set of downs for him from the 46. Stroud throwing here on 1st. He's on the move. Now he takes it.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
From the 39. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has. You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
They'll run for this. And he's brought down for a loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, it's almost like the defense was in the offensive huddle before the play. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And the reward is they get off the field.
Now outruns their offense to take over. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Right up the gut. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Give him 8 yards on that carry, and now they're just a yard away on 4th down. They'll bring out the punter here. And he'll try to hit this one well. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Now this offense ready to head back out. And after they were stopped on 4th down, their prior possession, Brock, you got to wonder if they're going to be confident enough to go for it again if they get to that point here. Completed to his running back. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Hits his running back. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
He's got it over the middle. And he... So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with the win. And they end the season the way they have so many games already this year, Brock, with a victory. And now they get to enjoy an extra week off to rest and prepare to host a game in the divisional round coming up in 2 weeks.